Hi, everyone, and welcome to the update for today, which was Sunday, the 28th of June, 2026. And so today I was back at the store, and it was one of those days that I believe the industry term for it is dynamic, which is a fancy way of saying doing a whole bunch of different things. This morning I actually had the shift that is associated with being the opener of the self-checkout station at the beginning of the day. The regular guy that does it is on vacation this week, and so they kind of do a revolving door of other people filling in. So this morning it was my turn, and so started there. Made it through about an hour of assisting people at self-checkout before the next guy came in, at which point I got bumped over to things that sound more like what you're used to me saying that I'm doing, such as cleaning the janitorial closet. And it was a big one this time. Lots of stuff to tidy up in there. Took quite a bit of time. And then, of course, the same bagging that I talk about quite often. So, did quite a bit of that today as well. So, made that a good day. You'll notice that I haven't mentioned carts in a while. It's kind of tragic, given that we're now in the part of the year where we have the good weather and all that, and we currently have a team where we have actually enough cart kids, and so my chances of going out there and playing in the sunshine have diminished quite a bit at the current moment. But of course, dynamic, and so who knows, maybe a couple of weeks from now I'll be back and be able to tell you some more about doing cart duty, because kind of miss being able to get some good cardio in, and a little bit of strength training too, while working and getting in the groove out there. But anyway, but in any event, much of my day was ending up bagging. So that being said, afterwards, and so, lost a train of thought here as I saw a couple of email notifications come up. But anyway, so yeah, we'll have days where we end up doing a bunch of different things. And honestly, this is what I was going to say. I feel honestly blessed in this one. This was a day where it could have been really, really, really easy for the managers to say, Michael, we know that you're not exactly fond of doing the refund and complaint counter because you did that for too long. But, there's really not a good option for anybody else, so it sucks to go up there. And to their credit, both of the supervisors that were working this afternoon, somehow I avoided that, and but I thought for a second I was going to get stuck at that refund counter, at which point I would then be spending the next 6 minutes of this update inevitably telling stories about folks, members of the crowd, the Society of the Attitudinally Deficient. But anyway, yeah, they only scheduled the evening shift basically at the refund desk today, and so it was a gal on doing an overtime shift and the supervisors. But anyway, somehow I evaded getting stuck up there. Yes. So thank you, managers, for that. Anyway, with that, went to the gym. Pretty standard workout. Again, for whatever reason, people don't seem to work out on the weekends as much as they work out on the weekdays. Which, assuming they're working normal Monday through Fridays, I still don't get it. I personally have my best workouts after or on times when I'm not working. And so unless everybody's in there like super early on the weekends, do most people actually prefer working out after they've worked? I love when I do a workout on a day I haven't worked. But on days where most of the world seems to have not worked, there's rarely people in my gym when I get there. Again, do people go to the gym really super early on the weekends? Is that what it is? Anyway, let's see. Then I went and got some artificial sunshine, which see a little bit of redness here in the reflection here, but whatever. Felt good. And then this afternoon, so the later part of this day was, this is one of those ones like where, you know, you feel like you're in the proverbial gerbil wheel, where you're just going and going and going and going, and yet you hardly feel like you're making any progress. This is one of those kind of periods here in my world. I mentioned yesterday that I'm starting to do these elaborate or long lists, like to-do lists. And today, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right now I have about 25 items on the list at the beginning. And, you know, which included like 16 or 17 that were carried over from yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things got knocked off the list today. But I ended up adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new ones on. So I'm like, you know, a net 1 down from where I was yesterday. That being said, obviously, things on the list, some things take a lot longer to deal with than others. But unfortunately, a lot of things right now on the list are very expensive. Such as one of the ones that I ended up dealing with today is paying my auto insurance, which is always a fun thing to do. Particularly when there's, you know, having to get higher insurance on a vehicle because of you're still in the paying off portion on it. And so, ka-ching. So yeah, this is, I mentioned yesterday, a lot of expenses coming up right at this same time. That's one of them. Yay, oh joy. Of course, then you pay that bill and you go to, you know, print off your insurance cards. Well, guess what? Just like almost every other time that I want to print something, something's wrong with the ink. Either it's gone, it's dried up, nozzle head jammed, whatever. Can't print black. Cool. So, I will be ordering new printer ink again, because as we all know, the companies that sell these things are not actually in the business of selling printers. They're in the business of selling ink. And so, just one more expense just to pile on it. I will be buying new printer ink. And the price to print per page for me is approximately the price of a ink cartridge, because I print like once a year, and pretty much every time I go to print something, it's the same issue. It's been too long and I can't get the freaking black to work again, and end up having to buy a new freaking cartridge. It's almost tradition at this point. So anyway, yeah, so new ink cartridge is actually now the newest item on the bottom of this list that I added this afternoon after getting the pay for the insurance thing taken off to print the cards. Buy ink gets added to the list. Yay. And speaking of, and the reason I mentioned the list is July is looking to be a very, very busy month in Michael World. Again, going to be working on some things regarding Mom's place, upgrading mine and renovating and moving things around, including all this garbage stuff behind me. And of course, because of all these expenses, going to be throwing probably in some Uber Eats time and stuff like that during this time as well. It's going to be busy, folks. All right, have a good one, everyone. Talk to you tomorrow.